Welcome back to Cooking with Tammy Live. I'm Tammy, and today I'm going to show you how to make my delicious chicken tacos, guys. Yes, absolutely delicious and flavorful. So without further ado, let's introduce these ingredients and get started. Alrighty, guys, in this bowl right here, as you can see, I have chicken breast that I washed and cleaned, sliced, and I cut it into bite-sized pieces. Right in here, I also have some smoked paprika, as well as chili powder, ground cumin, dried oregano, garlic powder, and ground black pepper, as well as some oil and salt. So what we're gonna do first is this empty ramekin right here, or if you have a bowl, feel free to use it. We're gonna add our smoked paprika to the bowl, as well as our chili powder, ground cumin, and dried oregano, as well as our garlic powder. Get it all in there, ground black pepper, and we're gonna mix it all up. Get a little utensil, really. Mix it all up. Make sure all of the ingredients are combined, right? And we're gonna but first, add the oil to the chicken. I like to add a little bit of oil first, so that way it helps the seasoning to stick to the chicken even better. And I'm gonna add all of the seasoning. Now here's the thing, guys, I don't have any seasoning that contains salt, so that's why I added all of the contents. Now if you have a pre-seasoning pack that has salt in there, you might want to be careful because, you know, obviously it has salt, and if you need flavor, the more you add is the more salty it's going to be. That's why I like to use seasoning that doesn't contain salt, so that way if I have to add salt, I get to control it myself rather than having to add too much salt in order for the food to be flavorful. All right, so we are going to combine all of these seasonings with this chicken breast. Mix it up really well. If you have gloves, you could take your hands and get in there and mix it all up. Then when you're done, you wash your hands. Give it a good mix. I want every piece of chicken to be seasoned nicely. I want everything to have flavor. Alrighty, to this pan, guys, which is already hot and ready to go, we are going to add some oil. We're going to coat the pan just like that. Coat it really well. Make sure the oil is distributed. And to this hot oil, we are going to add our seasoned chicken breast. And make sure that everything lays flat because you want everything to cook evenly. Spread it out. Spread it out evenly. Allow it to sear, cook off, and do its thing. I am not going to disturb this chicken. And right now my flame is on medium high. And like I said, I'm going to allow it to cook thoroughly on one side, and then I'm going to turn it over, toss it a little bit, and allow it to cook on the other side as well. But in the meanwhile, we're just going to allow it to cook. And we are going to move right on to making our, guess what? Our topping for our delicious chicken tacos. Today we're going to be making pico de gallo, guys. Yes, in this bowl, I have freshly diced tomatoes, already diced up and everything, as well as a handful, literally a handful of freshly chopped cilantro. Yes, it's just something about cilantro, the taste, it just ties together with most foods really nicely, and it's absolutely delicious. So far I have cilantro as well as diced tomatoes. I also have some red onions right here, as you can see, that are already finely chopped. I can't speak today, guys. I don't know what the problem is. All right, we're gonna add it to the bowl. So far we have our cilantro, diced tomatoes, and red onions. And we have a jalapeno right here. And what we're gonna do is, no need to panic. Yes, jalapenos are spicy, what can I say? But, however, what contains most of the spice, or should I say the pepper, is the seeds. So we're gonna use our paring knife and we're gonna cut it in half, just like this. And we are gonna scrape out the membranes. The white part is called the membranes actually. We're gonna take out all of the seeds, or as many seeds as possible, because we don't want it to be too spicy. Now, however, if you are a spice fanatic, leave the seeds in. Do your thing, you feel me? So, this is how we do it. Just like literally just take the knife, just pass it, just like literally once the knife is sharp and pointy, sharp and pointy, you just take it and glide it along the jalapeno and just literally take the membranes out and the seeds. If you are not accustomed to dealing with jalapenos, definitely use gloves. Anyway, let's check on our chicken. And so far, it's ready to be flipped over. Look at how beautiful. Perfect color and everything. Turn it over. Give it a little mix. Flip it over. I'm gonna hit it off with a little bit of salt. That's the good thing, like I said, when you can add your own amount of salt and you don't have to depend on seasoning for that, it's perfect. It works out perfectly well. Combine everything and allow it to do its thing. And as of this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover it down. And the reason why I'm covering it down is because I want to create like somewhat of, now that it's like seared and it's, you know, nice and everything is browned perfectly fine, I want to create somewhat of a steam effect. So that's why I'm putting the lid on and closing it down. So that way the steam is going to make the chicken nice and moist, tender and juicy, and we are going to be good to go. So like I said, that's the reason why I added the lid, to create that moisture and lock in that juicy flavor, so to speak. Alrighty, back to the jalapenos. Dice it up really nicely. So what we're gonna do as of this point is we are gonna add the jalapenos to the mixture. And we are about to get busy. I'm gonna lower the heat just a bit on our chicken. And I also have a lime right here. And we are gonna cut it in half. Just like this. Hit this off with some freshly squeezed lime juice, guys. And by the way, pico de gallo is just salsa fresca. It's just fresh ingredients for salsa. Hit it off with some more lime juice. This is gonna be trust me when I say absolutely flavorful and delicious. I love pico de gallo. I love it on anything. I love it on rice. I love it with chicken. I love it with beef. I love it with just about any and everything. It's that good to me. All right. Now here's the thing, guys. When I make my pico de gallo, I don't just stop here. That's the thing when you're dealing with cooking with Tammy. I like flavor. I think everybody that knows me know that by now. I love flavor. So what I like to add is either not just regular vinegar, but if you have regular vinegar, you can add regular vinegar. Or to take it up even to a second notch, you can add red wine vinegar. But if you want to take it to the next plateau, yes, over the mountaintop, add pomegranate red wine vinegar. The flavor, absolutely delicious, and it ties in really well with all of our fresh ingredients, including the lime juice, guys. Yes, remember, heard here first. This is how I make my pico de gallo. I've been making it like this for years and has never failed me yet. Absolutely delicious. And what I'm gonna do is hit it off with just a tad bit of pinch of salt. I am gonna combine all of the ingredients. Now, the good thing about making pico de gallo is, guys, you can honestly make it the night before, place it in the refrigerator to allow all of the flavors to marinate together, and it would make it absolutely delicious, even more delicious than what it is. Because as of that point, you know, if you make it overnight, all of the lemon juice as well as the red wine, or should I say pomegranate red wine vinegar, is gonna literally soak itself or saturate the ingredients, and everything is gonna be so flavorful when you bite into it. It's still gonna be crunchy, but yet it's still gonna have that delicious flavor from the lime juice and the pomegranate red wine vinegar. So delicious. Give it a good mix. Get everything coated with the juices. And we are gonna set it to the side and leave it right here, and we are gonna check on our chicken. And our chicken is nice and tender, but yet still juicy. And guess what, guys? It's time to turn the flame off. Cover this pan over. And when we come back, guys, I'm gonna show you how to assemble our delicious chicken tacos for Taco Tuesday. And yep, so continue watching, guys. We are back and our chicken is done. Deliciously smelling chicken is what I should say is finished, as well as our pico de gallo. And what I did was, in a separate pan or a separate skillet, I heated up my tortillas. How I did it was simple and easy, guys. Using a separate pan, I added a little oil to the pan, took a paper towel or a napkin, and just basically dabbed it in the oil, spread it around the pan or the skillet evenly, so that way our tortillas are not too greasy. And once it was heated, flipped it on over on the other side and allowed it to do the same thing. So what we're gonna do is now, guys, we are gonna assemble our chicken tacos. Yes, first thing I like to do is add the chicken, of course, right? Hit it with that pico de gallo, just like that. And bam, just like that, guys. That simple, that easy. Now, if you wanna hit it off with a little bit of freshly squeezed lemon juice, go ahead and do so. Yep, spritz it with that lemon. Not to mention, don't forget that we have our little marinade here going on. That's gonna season the chicken as well. Everything is just gonna be absolutely perfect. And I'm gonna do one more. Hit it off once again. The good thing I like about this recipe is, guys, is the fact that considering we are in this dilemma, this could definitely feed a family of however many, 4 people, 5 people, you know, just using literally 1.5 pounds of chicken. I use chicken breasts for this particular recipe. However, it's because there was a limited quantity, or should I say there was nothing left in the grocery store, because I like to also use chicken thighs. It absorbs the seasonings really well. And like I said, you can use chicken thighs for this bread. You can use chicken thighs for this recipe, or you can also use chicken breast for this recipe as well. It's totally whatever you can find as of this point. If you find chicken legs, shred it, add the same seasonings, make it happen. What can I say? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna do, you know what, just one more. Since I have 4 tortillas, not gonna leave this one hanging. Alrighty. Hit it off once again. And we are gonna stick it right here. And we are almost done, not fully done. I'm gonna show you something else. Now, just in case you might have a family like mine's, who they all have different taste buds. Hey, we're all different, right? And they're like, listen, I don't want soft shell tacos. Pull out the regular tacos, the hard shell tacos. Pull it out of the cabinet if you have it. Take this chicken, add it to the hard shell tacos. Or, better yet, arroz, get some white rice. Hey, take it, the chicken, add it to the rice. Just like that. For those of us who prefer rice over tacos, universal recipe, I tell ya. Right? Tap it. And hit it off with a little pico. Just like that. And hey, you have a rice dish. And also to this rice, you can also add, if you have a can of corn, add some corn on the sides. Or if you have a can of beans as well, add some black beans, pink beans, red beans, whatever. And you have a whole platter. Basically, all based around our chicken. It's taste test time, and we are about to dig in. Without further ado, I'm gonna grab the first taco right here. Look at how beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely tasteful, absolutely delicious and refreshing to the palate. As you guys can hear, you hear the crunch from those veggies. The chicken is perfectly seasoned, not overly seasoned at all. And everything ties together absolutely perfectly. Not to mention the tortilla is nice and warm. Melt in your mouth, warm. Absolutely delicious, guys. Definitely, it's still early in the day, so definitely give this recipe a try. I know most of us should have chicken somewhere in our freezer. Pull it out, season it up the same way. Boom, bam, you're done. You're gonna have tacos and it's gonna be absolutely delicious, guys. Anyway, let's make the best of this time. I know it's a rough time for most of us, but anyway, can't complain about everything, right? We just have to make the best of it and do what we gotta do. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in another video. Thanks for cooking with Tammy Live. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.